Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. We are here live at Bronco Arena, getting ready for a varsity boys hockey matchup between the Inertia Falls Broncos and the Crookston Pirates. And this is going to be a very fun one. Both teams coming off of big wins. Just last night, in fact, for the Inertia Falls Broncos, they came off of a huge 4-3 overtime victory over the visiting Red Lake Falls Eagles. And for the Crookston Pirates, they are coming off of a very dominant win over Greenway just last night with a final score of 9-1. The Broncos are currently on the season 6-0 in the Iron Range Conference, 15-1-2 in their overall record, and they are currently 4-1-1 in their Section 7A competition. For the Crookston Pirates, they are currently 13-7-1, section record of 7-4, and 0-5 in the Mariucci Conference. And so two teams coming into today's contest looking to get themselves another win under their belt. Broncos having a fantastic year, and last night was certainly a fantastic win as they were playing without their leading scorer this season, Anthony Yerxa. Yerxa is ended up getting injured last night after the warm-ups after a teammate accidentally stepped on his foot, and he had to get stitches for it. And just to get right into our Border Chevrolet GMC keys to the game and addressing the elephants immediately, Anthony Yerxa will not be playing today. against Crookston. Coach Baldwin of the Broncos said that he will be playing Tuesday, but he will not be playing today. So the Broncos are going to have to go one more game without their star player. So it's all going to be on the shoulders of Willie Yerxa, as well as the likes of other senior leaders such as Zach Yuso. And the Broncos, they certainly had a very strong, gritty win last night against Red Lake Falls. And I think they're going to have to. I think the main reason why that game was so close for the Broncos was because of the fact that they were a little shocked by the fact that they were missing Anthony Yerxa, who currently has 69 points this season, 33 goals, 36 assists. Willie Yerxa close behind with 58 points, 28 goals, 30 assists. Brody Baldwin, 36 points with 15 goals and 21 assists. And Zach Yuso has 35 points with 13 goals, 22 assists. And so going to be relying on that leading front line, of course, for the Broncos. Their biggest key to the game, not being too shooken by the loss of their star player once again. They showed that they can win games without him, and they need to show it again here today. So going to really rely upon that senior leadership, and also rely upon their goaltender, number 33, Caleb Jocelyn, who's going to be starting in net today for the Broncos. He is certainly having himself quite this season for International Falls, as he is currently 6-1-1 on the year, with 187 shots on goal, 14 goals allowed, 173 saves, with a save percentage of 92.51%. And so the Broncos, that's their Border Chevrolet GMC keys to the game for this pregame show. We're going to take a quick break and after an announcement of the starters. And when we come back, we'll talk about the keys to the game for the Crookston Pirates, as well as their starters. And then we'll take another break, and then we'll be back for another quick talk before the national anthems, brought to you by local VFW Post 2948. Join us for burger night and karaoke. So stay tuned for all that and more. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and watching on yourliveevent.com.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Don't you voyage at the Rainy River campus? Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. 218-598-9300. And it's the pregame show. The starting lineup for the International Falls Broncos for today. The center is going to be number 2, Brody Baldwin. At left wing, it's number 17, Bauer Lindvall. And at right wing, it's number 18, William Yerxa. The two defenders are going to be number 16, Carter Thompson, at right defense, and number 20, Gray Shikowski, at left defense. And as I mentioned before, number 33, Caleb Jocelyn, one of the senior goaltenders for the Broncos, is going to be in net for today's contest against the Crookston Pirates. And so he is certainly going to want to stay strong in the net. Now looking at Crookston Pirates for their Border Chevrolet GMC keys to the game. They are going to want to try and start fast in today's contest. I think attacking the Broncos quickly is going to be a big factor here today. Broncos have had a couple of slow starts in previous games, and so if they can try and catch the Broncos off guard and not allow them to gain any kind of momentum, then I think that could come up big for the Crookston Pirates. And coming up, as the Zamboni is about to finish his rounds, is our National Anthem, brought to you by local VFW Post 2948. Join us for Burger Night and Karaoke. The keys to the game brought to you by Porter Chevrolet GMC. And let's also, before I forget, the starting lineup for the Crookston Pirates. The up in front, it's going to be number 7, Gavin Aukus. Number 23, Mason Reitmeyer. And number 13, Liam Larson. The two defensemen are going to be number 19, Cody Demra, and number 22, Grant Funk. And in net for the Crookston Pirates is going to be number 35, Brady Chandler. And Brady Chandler, he is coming into today's game with a current save with 311 shots on goal, 31 goals allowed, 280 saves, and a 90.03 save percentage, and 2 shutouts on the season. So he is going to want to remain strong. He has been the primary goaltender for the Crookston Pirates in this contest, and they are going to be relying heavily upon their own point leaders. Garrett Fisher, who is leading the team with 60 points, 34 goals, 26 assists, and then Jay Reese with 50 points, 17 goals, 33 assists. And then number 34, Grayson Ecker with 16 goals and 18 assists. Once again, the Broncos, they currently sit with a record of 15-1-2 overall, 4-1-1 record in Section 7A play, and a 6-0, actually, correction on that, and a 6-0 record in Iron Range Conference play for the Crookston Pirates. They are currently 13-7-1 overall, 7-4 in Section 8A play, and 0-5 in the Mariucci Conference. So two teams looking to get a big win here over the other for a big Class A matchup between the Industrial Falls Broncos and the Crookston Pirates. You are tuning in live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com. The teams are getting ready to take the ice we got a new sheet on there. Thanks to the Zamboni driver. Always give him a special shout-out. And as we get ready for the upcoming National Anthem, brought to you by local VFW, Post 2948, join us for Burger Night and Karaoke. Every scoreboard update throughout today's contest is going to be brought to you by Packaging Corporation of America. And every timeout is brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. For a home professionally cleaned all year round, call Service Master at 218-233-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. And after the game, we'll have our post-game player awards, our Enbridge Energy player of the game, as well as our Domino's Pizza player of the game. Looking for a quick, easy, and delicious dinner? Then look no further than your local Domino's. With more than just pizza, Domino's is the perfect carry-out after the game, or you can also have it delivered. Great deals are always happening at Domino's. 283-3444. Make Domino's your lunch or dinner destination today. And before we can get to our players of the game, of course, we have to first get into our contest as the Industrial Falls Broncos take to the ice. On your radio dial, the Industrial Falls Broncos are going to go left to right wearing their white away jerseys with purple and yellow striping on the bottom. And for the Crookston Pirates, they are going to be in their navy blue away jerseys with the yellow shoulders and yellow and white striping. And so we're going to get ready. Coming up is the National Anthem, brought to you by local VFW, Post 2948. And as well as our opening puck drop for today's contest. It's yours truly, Augie Schmidt here. You are listening and watching live on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and on YourLiveEvent.com.
RJ to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting, with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. So you voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. We are just about getting ready to be underway here today. The International Falls Broncos and the Crookston Pirates, a Class A matchup between the Broncos, who are currently 6-0 in the Iron Range Conference, and a solid 6-1-1 in their Section 7A competition. For the Crookston Pirates, they are 7-4 in Section 8A and 0-5 in the Mariucci Conference. Two teams looking to get a huge win here today. A staple win for both teams. Broncos, they ended up getting a staple win just last night, as they would get a victory over the Red Lake Falls Eagles. And in that contest, the Broncos were without their leading scorer in for the faceoff. It's number 2, Brody Baldwin, and number 7 for the Crookston Pirates. I almost looked at the wrong roster, Gavin Akuk. Broncos with the puck, brings it across half center ice, trying to get it all the way up to Brody Baldwin, and ends up flipping off his stick, makes its way all the way over to the Crookston side of the ice. And then that would be a goalie coverage by number 35, Brady Chandler, a senior netminder who has gotten most of the starts this season for the Crookston Pirates. Face-off in the left-hand circle, Brody Baldwin versus Aukus. It's going to be one, and Zach Uso almost with a shot on net. It goes wide right. No one there yet able to come up with the puck. Brody Baldwin, or excuse me, that's number 12 of the Broncos. I only saw the 2. Zach Uso trying to go for an opportunity. Instead, he's able to flip it over to number 2, Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide goes wide left. Puck is loose, and centering pass by Ide goes nowhere. Gray Shikowski loses the puck. It's taken away by Crookston. Crookston's going to take it past center ice. Now they're going to try and go for a fast centering pass, and it goes behind, intended for Crookston's number 23, Mason Reitmeyer. Broncos with the puck in their defensive zone. They're going to take it out towards the neutral zone, and it's knocked away. Now Broncos recover it. Gray Shikowski trying to get up the ice over to Andrew Ide, and he's going to just flip it into the Crookston zone, and Crookston's going to try and take advantage of the Bronco line change, but the Broncos come up with the puck. That's number 17, Bauer Lindvall, flips it behind the net, and the puck takes its way out from behind the net, and they're not going to call icing, as I believe it was tipped by a Bronco. And so this is Carson Crandall off the wall, trying to get it up the ice over to Willie Yerkser. Yerkser to center ice to Brody Baldwin. He gets it taken away by the Pirates. Crookston, almost a shot on net for number 3, Jay Reese, but he ended up hitting the stick of a Bronco that was right in front of him, goes over the net and into the safety netting instead, and so that's going to be a face-off in the Bronco defensive zone. 5:35. We are now a minute 25 into the period. Almost had an opportunity for Crookston, and great forechecking is going to keep it in play. He makes his way behind the net, all the way over to number 8 of the Pirates, Grayson Eckerd. Eckerd trying to flip it over. He was pressured at the wall, taken away by the Broncos. Willie Yerkes on the near side of the ice. He's going to get it past the blue line into the neutral zone. Now he's being bothered at the wall. He's trying to flip it over. No, he's going to try and power through instead. Almost able to get it out to Bauer Lindvall, but Willie Yerkes is going to flip it backwards to number 16 of the Broncos. And now the puck makes its way all the way over to Crookston's side of the ice. And that's going to be a goalie coverage by number 35, Brady Chandler. And that's going to be a quick goalie stoppage. 2 minutes into period number 1. And so far, both teams had an opportunity to put pressure on the net. Broncos able to get a couple of solid shots on net, but weren't able to capitalize. And face-off in the left-hand circle, won by the Broncos. Gray Shikowski off the wall, trying to get it over to number 22, Paxton Savonin. And Crookston's going to take it away, take it all the way down to the other side of the ice, but Broncos take it back in their own zone. And Matthew Black is going to try and bring it up the ice. He can't get it past the blue zone. That's flipped backwards back into the Bronco defensive zone by Mason Reitmeyer. Now it's a struggle on the wall, along the wall. Gray Shikowski can't get to it. The Pirates take it away behind the net. Gavin Aukus is going to bring out to the right-hand circle. Pass behind the net over to Liam Larson. Liam Larson almost going to lose it. He passes it at the wall, but that's taken away by Matthew Black. Matthew Black from behind the red line. He's going to send it all the way up the ice, able to get it to Paxton Savonin. He gets a stick on it and before flipping it into the Crookston zone. And now the Broncos take an opportunity for a quick line change. Yuso on the near side wall is going to flip it deep into the zone. He can't get it past the Pirates, and now they knock it into the neutral zone. Recovered by number 16 of International Falls, Carter Thompson. Now Crookston, ooh, big hit delivered by Zach Uso. Almost got in the way of his own teammate. Carson Crandall flips it into the attack zone, and then recovered by Crookston's number 19, Cody Demra. Puck is loose inside the Broncos zone, recovered almost by Garrett Fisher, but the Broncos take it away from behind the net. Brody Black up the ice to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide across to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin, he's going to flip it off the wall and trying to get it behind the net to number 10, Aston Kosow, and that's taken away by the Pirates, but great forechecking by Carson Crandall, sends it back down the ice to Zach Yuso. Yuso's hit at the wall and is taken away by Crookston. Crookston trying to flip it to the left-hand circle. Now they get it up the ice. That's number 3, Jerry Reese. He's going to take it down the ice, but it's poked out by Carson Crandall. Broncos trying to take it within their own zone. It's taken back by Garrett Fisher, but now it's Reese again, but that's taken away by the Broncos once more. Reese recovers inside the Bronco defensive zone. Now it's flipped out by Aston Kosow all the way to the other side of the ice, and so Crookston's going to have to stop and try and retrace their steps. This is number 12, Fisher. In the neutral zone, he flips into the Bronco zone, takes a hit from Brody Baldwin, and he's going to try and flip it down the wall. Carson Crandall takes it, passes it off the wall over to, from the looks of it, he was trying to get it to number 11, Aiden Lehman. Lehman couldn't get it over to Willie Yerksa. Now that it's a struggle along the wall. Taken out by Jay Reese. Jay Reese from behind the net, he's going to flip it backwards, trying to get it either Fisher, and it looks like it's Aukus who gets to the puck first. Aukus struggling at the wall, pressured by 3 different Bronco defenders. Brody Baldwin's going to flip it along the wall all the way to the blue line. Hit back, almost a shot on net, and that was Fisher almost able to get a ricochet after the blue liner, number 21, Isaiah Denarkis, was able to hit it from the blue line. Now the Broncos with the puck. Brody Baldwin makes a move. Now he's speeding into the attack zone. He makes one miss. Shot on net, goes wide right though. But the Broncos with the puck. Bauer Lindvall skating around over by the left-hand circle. He's going to try and flip it off the wall. Didn't have enough gas underneath it. Crookston looking to take it right back. They flip it to center ice, but intercepted by the Broncos. But nobody there to get the pass. That was number 3, Chase Phillips, with the interception. He's going to try and skate around. He gets behind the ice, trying to find a teammate to pass to. They were doing a line change, though. Now Paxton Savonis, shot on net. Pad save by Chandler. Savonin off on the near far side wall. He's going to flip it off the wall, trying to get it all the way around, either to Gage Wallander or to Chase Phillips. Puck is loose, and it's Gray Shikowski with the puck. Flips it, and that's going to be, I think that might have hit the crossbar on top, but no good. Just a little too high, and the Broncos have to backtrack a little as the puck makes its way into the neutral zone. Gray Shikowski off the wall, up to Chase Phillips, just out of his reach though, and Gray Shikowski with an opportunity. Shot goes wide and high and over the net, and looks like Crookston's gonna try and flip it off the wall and around, but it's gonna hit the safety net, and that's gonna be a quick stoppage inside of the Crookston Pirate defensive zone. What an exciting series of events that was. 2 huge opportunities there. One of them I'm pretty sure might have hit the crossbar. I didn't hear the ding though, so I'm assuming that there was no crossbar hit, but still just too high. Broncos though with plenty of solid opportunities. They just need to find the back of the net. Crookston wins the faceoff in the left-hand circle. They flip it up the ice. That's number 8, Grayson Ecker. Ecker, he's speeding down the far side of the ice. Centering pass, Jace Reese. He couldn't get the backhander, and Crookston Pirates, they're going to have to backtrack back into the neutral zone. Almost a huge opportunity for a shot on net for Jay Reese. Now they flip it off the wall into the Broncos zone, and it's going to be almost recovered by Fisher, but I think instead it's Zach Yuso in the left-hand circle inside his own defensive zone. Flips it up the ice to number 10, Aston Kosow. Kosow down the ice. He's got Andrew Ide trying to speed after it, and instead going to get it over to Zach Yuso. He flips it over to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide gets it almost taken away. Yuso trying to take it back in the right-hand circle, but Crookston takes it instead. Now it's Crookston with the puck. He taking it past center ice into the Broncos zone is Grayson Ecker. Ecker pass across over to Fisher. Fisher shot on net, and that's going to be high and no one there to get the ricochet, and we are going to have a stoppage. I think it might have hit the safety net, or unless it was a penalty. Nope, it might have hit the safety net, so it's going to be a quick face-off, and I probably should turn down my mic. My apologies, folks. Got a little excited there. Broncos with the puck. Now it's Crookston with the puck after winning the faceoff. Centering pass intercepted by a Bronco. A whole lot of bodies in the way. And now we could have an opportunity for Brody Baldwin, but it's taken right back by Isaiah Donarski. He gets it up the ice. Now it's Willie Yerkes on the near side of the ice. He enters the attack zone, spinning around, bothered at the wall. He can't get it up to a teammate. It's poked out into the neutral zone by Crookston. Gray Shikowski recovers it. Pass across the ice over to number 11. And Aiden Lehman, he gets it taken away and flipped into the Bronco zone by Gavin Aukus. From behind the net, Gray Shikowski trying to get a pass up the ice, but he gets bothered, and it leads to a takeaway by the Crookston Pirates. Now it's behind the net. hit, almost taken away by Liam Larson. Now for an opportunity, that's Aukus. Aukus gets it taken from him, though. Now Brody Baldwin, he's speeding down the ice. He's past center ice. He enters the attack zone over by the left-hand circle inside of the Crookston zone, but Crookston bother him, and they push him away from the puck. But Broncos trying to keep it inside the attack zone. Bothered at the wall, Willie Yerxa, and I think that might be Aston Kossow. And Yerxa's going to go for a wild shot on goal. Stick save, by Brady Chandler. And Crookston able to knock it out of the zone, but Broncos take it right back, and Zach Hughes able to tip the puck inside of the defensive zone of Crookston, almost able to set up a huge opportunity, but neither him nor Aston Kossow could get there in time. Now it's Crookston with the puck, able to get it out of their defensive zone, but it's almost taken away by Andrew Hyde. He pokes it out from number 8, Grayson Ecker. Broncos with the puck. Carter Thompson over by the left-hand circle. He's going to skate inside. Centering pass intended for Zaguso perhaps, but that's taken away. Now it's Ecker with the puck. Sends it deep to Jay Reese. Jay Reese, he gets it taken away. Hey, after trying to make an approach from the right-hand circle, and now it's the Broncos. Carson Crandall off the wall, up in the ice, and all the way to the other side. We're going to get a icing against the Broncos. That sends this puck all the way back to the other side of the ice, but some great action there. And so far, no one yet able to get the difference maker. Broncos dominating, as they tend to do. The Broncos are good at getting a high volume of shots on goal in all of their contests, and that's why they've had so much success this season. And this is no different. They've had plenty of opportunities, but they need to succeed on it, as number 8, Grayson Ecker, tried to go for a shot on net, but it was a little too dead center. It hit Caleb Jocelyn right in the chest, and that was a quick goalie stoppage. Ecker over to number 22, Grant Funk, and that's going to be over the net, off the wall, and taken away back by the Broncos. Bauer Lindvall gets it poked out inside of the defensive zone of Crookston. Broncos recover inside the neutral zone. This is Willie Yerxa. He's bothered by 2 Crookston Pirates. It's taken away from him, but Brody Baldwin takes it right back inside the neutral zone, flips it into the attack zone. It's Yerxa in pursuit, taken back, though, by Mason Reitmeyer, and Crookston able to get it back into the neutral zone. So they've been doing a good job defensively, trying to keep the Broncos out of scoring position. Carson Crandall inside his defensive zone, passes it backwards to Carter Thompson. Back to Crandall. Crandall, his pass is intercepted. Jay Reese ends up taking a shot, though, and that ends up being knocked away from him. Broncos send it deep into the zone, giving themselves an opportunity for a line change. Chase Phillips in pursuit inside the zone, but it's almost a deep pass down the ice. Now he could have an opportunity. Garrett Fisher, he's bothered, though. He tried to get a shot around Carter Thompson. Instead, he ended up hitting Carter Thompson. Jay Reese tried to lay the boom on a Bronco, but the Bronco laid it right back, and neither of them left their feet. Now the puck is back in the neutral zone. Broncos recover inside the defensive zone. Chase Phillips sends it backwards over to Carter Thompson. Thompson from behind the net approaches from the left side, trying to send it up the ice. Instantly intercepted by number 7, Gavin Aukus, and almost a shot on goal. That was a pad save for Caleb Jocelyn. Another shot on net. That goes wide left, and we're going to get a goalie stoppage by Caleb Jocelyn. So far, Crookston able to get a couple more shots on goal, trying to put some more pressure on the Broncos here, as we are now past the 10-minute mark of period number 1. We are at 10:34 to go in the period. Face off in the right-hand circle, and Broncos almost come up with the puck. And instead, it's going to end up making its way over behind the Bronco net. Gray Shikowski gets it taken away from him. And after losing his stick, number 13, Liam Larson, was able to pick it up. Almost a shot on net. That's a save for Caleb Jocelyn. Jocelyn, I think he might have accidentally lost it in his padding, because he was trying to look around for the puck, and then it just kind of fell out. Face off in the left-hand circle. This time it's won by the Broncos. This is number 5, Matthew Black, looking for someone to pass to. He's going to send it deep down the ice, and that's going to be a very quick icing call. So Matthew Black trying to find a teammate to pass to, but Crookston ended up doing a good job covering all the bases. So far, It is still tied on the PCA scoreboard, 0-0. No timeouts called, but once we do get a timeout, it's going to be brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. Face off in the right-hand circle, won by the Broncos. Brody Baldwin sends it behind him to himself to Gray Shikowski. That was Matthew Black sending it across the ice to Gray Shikowski. Shikowski into the neutral zone. It's tipped by Brody Baldwin to avoid the icing. Now Bauer Linval helping Brody Baldwin try and get a steal. Instead, it's going to make its way behind the net to the left-hand side and sent up the ice, almost taken away by the Broncos. Instead, it's Garrett Fisher. He takes an approach from the left-hand circle inside the Broncos zone. He's skating around, giving his team some time to give someone to pass to. Tate Henry trying to get the puck, but it's stolen away and then knocked into the neutral zone. Broncos take it right back in the defensive zone. From behind the net, Matthew Black over to Carter Thompson. Thompson up the ice. He finds Bauer Linval. Linval off the wall all the way up to Chase Phillips in the neutral zone. He's going to try and advance. He lays the boom to Isaiah Donarski, knocking him down and almost able to get a steal inside of the defensive zone. Instead, it's going to get flipped up to number 6, Gage Wallander. Broncos can't get the puck out of their defensive zone. Jay Reese takes a hit from Chase Phillips. Centering pass to Fisher, and that's bothered, so he can't get a solid contact on there. Fisher tried to advance towards net. Instead, he gets it stolen by Chase Phillips, and now it's going to be flipped to the other side of the ice. That's another icing against the Broncos. So Broncos dominated the first part of this first set, but now it's been Crookston who's been dominating in the second part, putting the pressure on the Broncos. So far, two teams tied 4 for 4 in shots on goal, tied on the PCA scoreboard as well, 0-0. A couple of goose eggs on there. Face off in the right-hand circle, and it's going to be won by no one yet. Andrew Ide trying to flip it up. No, but it's taken away by Jay Reese. Jay Reese to Fisher. Fisher extending, trying to reach it, but he gets it stolen away. Zach Uso up the ice to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide from the left-hand circle, centering pass, can't get the ricochet. Almost had a teammate there that looked like it might have been Carson Crandall. Another shot on goal, slap shot for Andrew Ide, no good. Centering pass to Zach Uso gets stolen away by Crookston. Now Crookston's going to take it to the new center ice. Now over to shot opportunity for Fisher, and Fisher trying to go for the top shelf, ends up sending it over the top shelf. In fact, it went all the way to the safety netting. So aiming for the wrong net there, bud, and we now have 12:52 left in period number 1. I realize on yourliveevent.com it says set, it's actually period 1. And the Broncos win the faceoff in the right-hand circle, almost, but it's taken right back by Crookston. Crookston recovers it in the neutral zone. Chase Phillips across to Paxton Savonin. Savonen's going to send it into the Crookston zone. Hona avoiding the icing, and big hit by Gage Wallander. Centering pass, Chase Phillips shot on net, and I think it's lost inside of the equipment of Brady Chandler. So that's going to be a goalie stoppage. Whoa, what an opportunity, though, for Chase Phillips. A great feed from, I believe it was Gage Wallander. Wide open and just couldn't get it past Brady Chandler. Great defense by Crookston and by the Broncos, for that matter. As both teams had a huge opportunity. Centering pass shot on net intended by Aston Cosell. Broncos almost recover the puck. Now it's flipped up the ice. Crookston not yet able to recover. Now they do. This is number 10, Tate Henry, who's going to send it up the ice over to Fisher, and no icing called. Gray Shikowski recovers behind the net, sends it up the ice to Gage Wallander. Wallander across the ice to Paxton Savonin. Savonen's going to spin around, send it deep into Crookston's zone. Chase Phillips in pursuit. Can't get there in time. Instead, Crookston's going to possibly come up with the puck. Barrel Linval there to bother them a little. Fisher in pursuit on the near side of the ice. He's going to take it into the Bronco zone. Centering pass over to Jay Reese. Reese, shot goes wide left, though. And now it's almost recovered by Tate Henry. He's bothered at the wall. Now Crookston with an opportunity. Broncos hitting a couple of Crookston players. Now they're going to send it into the neutral zone. That's likely going to be another icing against the Broncos. And so we are now 14:08 into period number 1. A couple of goose eggs on the PCA scoreboard still between these two Class A competitors, the Broncos and the Pirates. shot on net, ends up getting hitting the shin pads of a Bronco, and now it's Willie Yerkes trying to take it up the ice. Instead, it's taken away by Crookston, sending it backwards though, and that's going to be the Broncos flipping it back into the Crookston defensive zone. Willie Yerkes in pursuit. It goes off the wall all the way to Carter Thompson in the neutral zone. He sends it across to Carson Crandall. Crandall on the near far side of the ice sends it into the Crookston zone, and he has great forechecking. Carson Crandall with an opportunity. He's going to spin around. Can't slip it in. He tried to sneak behind the net, but that was some great defense there. Pad save by Brady Chandler. And almost Willie Yerkes making the Crookston Pirates score on their own net. Great defense there, able to recover. Bauer Linval forcing them back deep into their own zone. Brody Baldwin in pursuit. Now they're going to send it back. Willie Yerkes gets a steal behind the net, centering pass, and that's going to be recovered by Crookston inside their own zone. Fisher gets it poked out by Carter Thompson. Broncos take it right back. Carson Crandall sends it up into the neutral zone. Willie Yerkes is there in pursuit, but instead it's taken away by Jay Reese. Jay Reese with the puck. He's going to enter the Broncos zone. Gets past. Nope, he can't get past 3 Broncos, but Broncos can't get it out of their zone. Now this is number 10, Tate Henry. Henry centering pass. Nobody there to ricochet it. Broncos come up with the puck. And now sent into the neutral zone, intended for Aston Kossow. Kossow, he can't get a handle on it. Jay Reese sends it into the neutral zone. Fisher intended. He almost had it stolen away. Now he's going to try and make a move. He gets it taken by Carson Crandall. A pass intended for either number 7, Gavin Aukus, or another teammate. Now back up the ice. It's going to make its way behind the Broncos net as almost stolen away by Crookston behind the net. But great job there by Carson Crandall boxing out a defender for Crookston. Now it's Aston Kossow. And he tried to go for a long shot, but we get the whistle, and I'm wondering what the whistle is for. If it was an offsides penalty or what it could be. We're going to get a line change, though, with 15:58 to go. So I guess it was an offsides penalty against the Broncos. So that would have been a huge opportunity for Andrew Ide. Willie Yerkes able to knock it deep into the Crookston zone. Bauer Linval bothers. Willie Yerkes recovers from behind. Back to Bauer Linval. Trying to get it over to Brody Baldwin, but he can't get it. Now slap shot from the blue line. Bounced off of the shins of a Crookston Pirate, and Broncos can't come up with the ball. Brody Baldwin from the blue line sends it deep into Crookston's defensive zone. In pursuit is Bauer Linval. He's going to put pressure at the wall, but it's almost the Pirates who come up with it. Now the puck was loose, and we're going to get a quick stoppage with 27.8 seconds to go. I believe the goal got moved off of its post, so we're going to take a quick second just to put it back on its post. Still 0-0 on the PCA scoreboard. 2 teams just battling it out here in Bronco Arena. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM and watching on YourLiveEvent.com. All this live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College press box. Face off in the left-hand circle, taken away by Crookston. They're going to send it deep into the zone. This is going to kill off some time in the first period. Carson Crandall recovers the puck. He's going to send it off the wall up to Willie Yerkes. Yerkes across to Bauer Linval. Linval trying to put up a shot. And that's going to be a save by Brady Chandler. Brady's all over the place. It gets mixed up. Brady Chandler with the nice stick save on the shot from the right-hand circle by Bauer Linval. Almost a off-center shot on net. Broncos, another shot. That goes wide left, though. That was Brody Baldwin trying to capitalize on a quick shot inside of the zone. And we're going to get an icing with 3 seconds to go, so Broncos with 3 seconds to try and get a miracle last-second goal in this first period. Still tied 0-0 on the PCA scoreboard. Obviously, Crookston likely not to let up just for 3 seconds because they do not want to give up any easy goals to the Broncos. And shot goes wide right. Willie Yerkes in on the faceoff, trying to get the quick shot in, and that's going to be scoreless first period for both teams so far. And what a game this has been. And we're going to get ready for our intermission here. After 1 period, the Innisfil Falls Broncos 0, the Crookston Pirates 0. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM and watching on YourLiveEvent.com.
Must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities. rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. One period of action is finished. It is currently 0-0 on the PSA scoreboard between the International Falls Broncos and the Crookston Pirates in a Class 1A matchup. between the Section 7A Broncos and the Section 8A Pirates. And we didn't have any timeouts in that first period, but if we did, they'd be brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. For a home professionally cleaned all year round, call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. And stay tuned after the game. We have our Enbridge Energy player as well as our Domino's Pizza player of the game to present to you. And before the game, we had our national anthem brought to you by local VFW Post 2948 and our Border Chevrolet GMC Keys to the Game brought to you by, well, Border Chevrolet GMC. And now going to the second period, both teams, they would put all kinds of pressure on each other's respective goalie. And I think the biggest key to the game for the Broncos here is going to have to slow down that offensive attack by Jay Reese and Garrett Fisher. They have been the two main attackers for this Crookston offensive game plan, as they have had multiple opportunities to advance towards the net. It's just a solid defense by the Broncos, but they need to be careful. Those two certainly seem to be fast and shifty, so they got to keep an eye out for those two. But it's also a matter of getting their own pucks in net. They've had a couple of really good opportunities. Chase Phillips, I think, had one of the best opportunities for a chance on net. He had a feed from Gage Wallander, and then his shot went right towards the net, and I think it either got caught up in the padding of Brady Chandler, or he was able to get a glove on it. It looked like he might have gotten a glove on it, but either way, Brady Chandler solid in net. Again, 9 shots on goal for the Broncos, 5 for the Pirates. And also, no penalties in that first period. Just a lot of shots on net, a lot of really clean hockey. Both teams certainly did deliver some booms in the contest, but thankfully no penalties, because obviously I think the first power play of the game could be the biggest difference maker here today. So you do not want to be the team that gives up that first power play. So as the Zamboni's getting ready to finish his rounds, we're going to take a step back. Once upcoming is our second period of action. The PCA scoreboard says the score is tied 0-0 between the International Falls Broncos and the Crookston Pirates. Broncos have 2 ties this season, one of them coming against the Fort Francis Muskies, the other one coming against the Proctor Rails. And Broncos, their one loss on the year came against the Hibbing Chisholm Blue Jackets, and they are looking to try and set up an opportunity to get some revenge in that game. But first, they need to win today and continue winning as the season goes on. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KCM and watching on YourLiveEvent.com.
Members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real, because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. The two teams are taken to the ice for the second period of action here on Lakes Country 104.1, as well as on YourLiveEvent.com. We are live here from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. For the second period on your radio dial, your Inertia Falls Broncos are going to go from right to left in their white home jerseys with purple shorts. And for the Crookston Pirates, they're going to be going left to right in their navy blue away jerseys with the yellow shoulders and yellow and white stripes. And the PCA scoreboard says it is currently 0-0. The two teams are tied. Plenty of shots on net, though, shared between the two. 9 for the Broncos and 5 for the Crookston Pirates. And so excited to see what happens in this upcoming second period of action. And another reminder, too, that we are going to have our post-game player awards, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, as well as our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game. So far, these two teams have a lot of mutual respect. There have been a couple of big hits delivered, but so far not a lot of big hits like that Red Lake Falls game from last night, where the Broncos were able to get a big overtime win, 4-3 over the Eagles. Face-off is won by Crookston and immediately sent it into the Bronco zone, and that led to a glove save by Caleb Jocelyn of the Broncos. So Crookston immediately trying to take a shot on net. That's going to lead to a face-off in the left-hand circle inside the Bronco zone. It is Brody Baldwin and number 8, Grayson Ecker, in on the face-off. Broncos come up with the puck. They send it deep down the ice all the way to the other side, and that's going to be an icing against the Broncos. So after a goalie stoppage, we're going to get an icing. So already a slow-paced second period. Then again, we're only like 13 seconds, into the period, so already expecting the action to pick up. And face-off in the left-hand circle, won by Ecker. He sends it to the blue line. Shot on net. Pad save by Jocelyn. Broncos struggling at the wall as a lot of sticks poking around. And Crookston looks like they're going to come up with the puck just at the blue line. Sends it deep, and that's going to be a quick goalie. He's stopped, save by Jocelyn, and the puck spaces all the way to the center ice. And Brody Baldwin's going to flip it over to Bow Lindvall. Lindvall in the right-hand circle, trying to get a centering pass. Flipped off the blades of a Crookston Pirate. Carson Crandall from the blue line ends up hitting the shins of a Pirate. And I think we are likely going to get a penalty. We will get a foul penalty against the Pirates as in the neutral zone from the looks of it. Bronco defensive player Carter Thompson took a shot from what seems to be Garrett Fisher, who's going to be sent to the penalty box. So we have a Bronco power play. So our first penalty of the game, first bit of action I can actually write down. This came at 54 seconds into the period. against Fisher. I'm wondering if it's for cross-checking or for roughing or what it could be, but this came at 54 seconds into the period. So Broncos get their first power play of the game, and this is the best time to take advantage of a numbers advantage in a tied game 0-0. Broncos come up with the puck inside of the neutral zone. Lindvall over to Yerxa. Interference is the call. From the blue line, Yerxa sends it in, goes wide right. It's recovered by Bauer Lindvall at the blue line. Lindvall inside of Brody Baldwin. Baldwin across the blue line to Lindvall. Lindvall over to Yerxa. Centering pass to Zach Uso, gets poked out by the Crookston Pirates. Willie Yerxa recovers at the blue line, sends it along the wall, trying to get all the way to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin's going to kick it over to Gray Shikowski. Shikowski almost lost it, but great job by Lindvall keeping it inside the defensive zone. He flips it over to Brody Baldwin. Shot, and that goes right into the chest of Brady Chandler. So far, Crookston able to stave off 54 seconds of the Bronco power play, and Broncos are needing this power play. So far, both defenses have been absolutely lights out in that first period, and so it's, I think, whichever team can take advantage of the first power play will be the team to come up with the first lead. Carter Thompson over to Willie Yerxa. Yerxa, he's going to flip it along the wall, trying to get it over to Gray Shikowski. Shikowski fighting at the wall, and Zach Uso can't come up with it. Crookston able to flip it into the neutral zone. Broncos recovered at center ice by Carter Thompson. Thompson spinning around. He's going to try and find a teammate. No, he's going to take it up himself, but he loses the puck and takes a big shot from behind by Jay Reese, falling on the puck likely, and we're going to get a quick stoppage. And I think we're going to get a face-off. Carter Thompson still yet to get back to his feet. And Jay Reese, he seems very upset because I'm guessing Carter Thompson had fallen onto the puck, and because he was so slow to get up, he wasn't able to get to the puck. Face-off won by the Pirates, and Broncos are going to come up with the puck inside the defensive zone. Barrel Lindvall up the ice to Carson Crandall. Carson Crandall from the left side gets it up the ice, but it's just out of Chase Phillips, ends up missing the puck. Barrel Lindvall has to recover inside of his own defensive zone. Flips it backwards over to Carson Crandall. Carson Crandall struggling to come up with the puck. He's going to send it deep up the ice, going to bounce off the wall, and that's going to be icing. So Broncos, some interesting hiccups in this power play, and they have 13 seconds left. Broncos kind of took away some of their own time on the power play. Face-off in the right-hand circle inside of the Bronco defensive zone. 13 seconds left on the power play, on the penalty against Fisher. Jay Reese in for the face-off against Brody Baldwin. Broncos come up with the puck. Yerxa is going to send it up the ice over to Bauer Lindvall. Lindvall, trying to feed it to Willie Yerxa, and that's going to make its way all the way to Brady Chandler instead. And that's going to be a goalie stoppage with 4 seconds left on the Bronco power play. And hate to be the Debbie Downer here, but I think the Crookston Pirates are going to kill off this Bronco penalty. So that will indeed mean the end of the Bronco power play. So Broncos go 0 for 1 on power plays. Bauer Lindvall trying to flip it to center ice, taken away by Jay Reese. Jay Reese with a head full of steam, trying to get a centering pass, intercepted by Gray Shikowski. Shikowski up the ice to Lindvall. Lindvall making his way into the attack zone from the left-hand circle. Shot on net. It bounced off of the chest of Brady Chandler and ends up hitting the safety net behind the net. And we're going to get a quick face-off inside of the Crookston defensive zone. Great shot on that by Bauer Lindvall. Just ended up hitting, like I said, the chest or maybe the shoulder of Brady Chandler and led to the stoppage after it hit the net. Broncos in power plays. They have 23 power play goals and 42 power play assists. As puck is loose inside the neutral zone, Chase Phillips comes up with it. He enters the attack zone. He takes a wrister from the left-hand circle, and that goes into the glove of Brady Chandler. as I was saying, though, for Broncos are currently 41.07% in power plays. Face off in the left-hand circle, won by Crookston, trying to flip the puck up the ice to Liam Larson. Larson's going to send it to center ice intended for Mason Reitmeyer. It was poked out by a Bronco, but Crookston's still able to advance it into the Broncos zone. Up to the blue line. Shot on net, but that's going to hit the blade of Chase Phillips, and he flips Phillips over to Shikowski. Savone is going to send it up the ice to Phillips. Chase Phillips from the left-hand circle, trying to skate around. He's at the wall. He's so far trying to dodge and weave, but he's being bothered by Gavin Akas. And finally, Crookston's able to send the puck behind the net, and now they're going to try and get it up the ice. They get it to number 7, Akas on the near side of the ice. Over to the left-hand circle. Shot on net, hits the chest of Caleb Jocelyn. Broncos flip it into the neutral zone. In pursuit was Andrew Ide, and the puck's going to make its way instead over to Gray Shikowski, but it's taken away by number 8, Grayson Ecker. And a wrister goes all the way to the glove of Caleb Jocelyn. That was number 22, Grant Funk, who ended up sending it into the Broncos zone. I think maybe trying to aim for above the net, but that was caught by Jocelyn, Caleb Jocelyn. Face off in the left-hand circle. It's Ecker and number 10, Aston Kossel. Puck is loose, shot on net, pad save by Jocelyn. Broncos stumbling over each other. They couldn't get possession of it. And then a wrister by Ecker. Ecker can't come up with it. Jay Reese in pursuit. Instead, it's taken away by Fisher. Fisher tried to get a centering pass, hit the blade of a Bronco. Now the Broncos scramble around, trying to get the puck away from the Pirates. They can't get it past number 10, Tate Henry, who was doing a good job forechecking. But finally, they get it all the way out to the Crookston side of the ice. And now it's Andrew Ide with a steal. Shot! Pad save by Chandler. He was trying to aim for the right side of Chandler, but no dice. Carson Crandall flips it up the neutral zone over to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide over to Aston Kossau. Kossau tied up with Jay Reese, but luckily Zach Yusso was there to help him recover. Yusso from behind the net is going to make his way out towards the blue liner, Carter Thompson. No, he's going to flip it backwards to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide shot on that, goes wide left. He will recover his own shot and try and skate behind the net. Is recovered by Brody Baldwin. Baldwin trying to flip it, centering pass. Andrew Ide fans on a shot opportunity, and Jay Reese is going to slap shot it, but it's going to get stopped at the blue line by Carson Crandall. Crandall across to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin trying to get a shot on net, and that ended up hitting the skates of number 21, Isaiah Donarski. And then it looked like Zach Yusso was there, but he couldn't get untied. He was tied up with a Crookston defender right next to the net, and so Brady Chandler would dive for the puck, get the cover, and the goalie stoppage. And now we have a face-off in the right-hand circle inside of the Crookston zone. Grant Funk is going to send it down the ice, but Broncos take it right back. A shot, and that's a goal for the Broncos! Willie Yerxa finding that top shelf just above the stick hand of Brady Chandler, and the Broncos are going to take a 1-0 lead here on the PCA scoreboard. Willie Yerxa found himself in the right place at the right time. I believe the assist is going to be awarded to Bauer Lindvall. That goal came at 6 minutes exactly into period number 2. Face-off in the period won by Crookston. Crookston's now trying to come at them with a fire after giving up the first goal of the game. And I was wrong. I thought it would be the first team to get a power play. Instead, the Broncos just able to set it up their team. Relentless offense by the Broncos has helped them find so much success this season.
Scoring for the Broncos, number 18, William Yerxa. With an assist to number 17, Howard Lindvall, and number 2, Brody Baldwin.
Brody Baldwin also awarded the assist.
Lindvall and Baldwin at 6 minutes.
So 6 minutes into the first period, Willie Yerxa finds the back of the net. Nice feed from Brody Baldwin over to Bauer Lindvall, over to Willie Yerxa to get the goal. Puck makes his way outside, and so that leads to an offsides against the Broncos. So that's going to be a face-off just outside of the the Crookston defensive zone. Asen Kossau in for the face-off against Grayson Ecker. 6:34 to go, and it looks like one of the officials was having a talking to either Coach Baldwin or Brody Baldwin, who had just gone to the bench for a quick line change. Pass up the ice, intended for Jay Reese, couldn't get to him, and Caleb Jocelyn fanned on a pass that was trying to send it up the ice and almost put himself in a terrible position. Broncos finally get the steal, but then taken right back by Crookston inside of their own defensive zone. They send it up the ice. Carter Thompson's going to send it back into the neutral zone to Asen Kossow. Kossow lost his footing, couldn't get full control, and now that was knocked back into the Bronco defensive zone. Now feed up the ice. Andrew Ide, left-hand circle shot, but he fans on it. He couldn't get all his power. Almost taken back by Crookston, but now the puck is loose. Now it's Fisher trying to gain control. He does just past center ice. Kicked away, though, by Carson Crandall. Great defense by the Broncos. Asen Kossow over to Zach Uso. Right-hand circle. Can't get a shot on net. He was being bothered by number 21, Isaiah Donarski. And now Crookston takes it right back, just in front of their net. They get it up the ice to Jay Reese. Jay Reese over to Fisher. Fisher taking it, trying to get a shot from the right-hand circle, but he ended up hitting the stick of a Bronco. Broncos take it right back. Andrew Ide over to Chase Phillips. Chase Phillips is going to flip it across. Centering pass. No one there just yet. Gage Wallander getting in the way. Now Paxton Savonin off the wall to Wallander. Wallander skating around. Centering pass. Opportunity. Chase Phillips behind the net. That's another Broncos goal. So at 6 minutes, the Broncos got the first goal of the game, and at almost 7 minutes into the second period, they got themselves another one. All right, that is DJ Khaled for you right there, and this goal came at the 6:53 mark, so just under a minute apart from each other, and the Broncos able to take a 2-0 lead. Chase Phillips, the Bronco, to find the net on that play. What a feed, another great offensive play. Broncos are going to get it in eventually, as a shot by Crookston was wide left, just outside of Caleb Jocelyn's glove, and we're going to get an icing. Never mind, no icing called. So Wallander awarded the assist. Aiden Lehman inside the neutral zone is going to take the puck away from the Pirates. Passes it over to Gray Shikowski. Shikowski up the ice to Brody Baldwin, and it looks like that's going to be out of reach. That's an icing against the Broncos, as we are now my apologies, folks. Broncos win the faceoff in the left-hand circle following the icing penalty, and that's going to be sent all the way up the ice, and no icing called on that one. I thought maybe Carter Thompson had accidentally started another icing, but no, it might have nicked a Crookston defender, as Asen Kossow takes a big shot from Isaiah Donarski, and Crookston trying to get it into the neutral zone. Jay Reese gets it taken away by Asen Kossow, flipped into the defensive zone by Andrew Ide, taken back by Crookston, but Broncos are currently in hot pursuit. Now they flip it over to Grayson Ecker. Ecker enters the attack zone, makes one miss, shot, and that's going to be almost a tricky situation, and now we are going to have a situation right in front of the net. Caleb Jocelyn was covering the puck, and then a Crookston player had accidentally skated a little too close, Jay Reese, and then Jay Reese took a shot to the back of the head from a Bronco, and I'm wondering if this is going to lead to a penalty or if they're going to let the play go. I understand, not wanting someone to get too close to your goalie, but at the same time there, that shot from behind that Jay Reese took should probably be penalized. I do think there probably should be some kind of consequence for that. Broncos, so far they are delegating between the officials. Great save by Jocelyn. Almost had a tricky situation as he was fumbling with the puck, trying to get the cover, and then had to fall on it. And Jay Reese, who is one of the Crookston players who has a lot of juice under him, he ended up having to stop right in front of Jocelyn, and his stick was trying to poke underneath Jocelyn's glove, and that was a little after the whistle. And it looks like Jay Reese is going to be sent to the penalty box. So Jay Reese, and he is having a word with the official. He's trying to ask why he's being penalized and not a Bronco player, because he's the one who took a shot to the back of the head. And I hate to admit it, but well, I didn't see that the Bronco player was sent to the penalty box. So both players likely going to be coincidental penalties, unless one is made as a major. So just waiting to see what the referees are delegating, but so far we have a Bronco and a Pirate both in the penalty box. Jay Reese for the Crookston Pirates, and I missed the Bronco who was sent to the box. I wonder if someone can maybe let me know the number of the player, but our referee is coming over to the announcement table to give them a heads up of what's happening. Because I do believe these are going to be coincidental penalties. No, they are not. One is going to be a major 5-minute penalty. The other one, a minor 2-minute. Jay Reese is going to be penalized with the minor 2-minute. These are going to come at 9:10. And Crookston, after the 2-minute is up, are going to have a numbers advantage. But we have 4-on-4 hockey. Pass stolen away by Willie Yerxa. Willie Yerxa over to Carson Crandall. Crandall takes it away, but that's taken right back by Crookston. Inside of the Bronco defensive zone, they're going to flip it backwards over to Fisher. Fisher from the right-hand circle flips it over to Donarski. Donarski shot on net, and that's going right into the Bronco player that was penalized, so I can't yet announce who that is, but he will get a major, likely for roughing.
Penalties have been assessed to the Broncos, number 10.
And it's Aston Kosow.
5 minutes for roughing, head contact. And the Pirates, number 3, 2 minutes for roughing.
And Jay Reese also awarded a roughing penalty, but only a 2-minute one. So Crookston, if they can stave off a Bronco goal, then they can have a 3-minute power play. We are now a minute into both penalties. As Crookston comes out with the puck, they're going to send it up the ice over to Ecker. Ecker, he gets it poked out by Carson Crandall. Carson Crandall's fighting for the puck. They get it into center ice over by Donarski. Donarski's going to send it backwards over to Fisher. Fisher's going to skate around his own defensive zone. He's got Willie Yerxa in pursuit over to Donarski. Donarski with Yerxa in pursuit. He's going to bring it behind the net. Willie Yerxa still trying to get a steal, and the Crookston Pirates are going to flip it over to Fisher. Fisher on the near side of the ice. He enters the attack zone. He's trying to get past Yerxa and Carter Thompson. He doesn't really have a lot of support as it's stolen away by Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson over to Yerxa, but it bounced off of his skate, and it's going to end up in possession of Donarski. Donarski's able to flip it over to Fisher, and we have an opportunity here, as that's going to be a Crookston goal with 18 seconds left on the power play, on the penalty for Crookston, and this goal comes at the 10:59 mark. Flipped in by Gavin Aukus, and likely a assist to both Fisher, and we'll see if they award another one. But Aukus able to make this one a 1-score game on the PCA scoreboard. Obviously, Crookston feeling like they got some karma here after the shot delivered to the back of Jay Reese's head. And so they still are going to have an opportunity for a power play, as well as this penalty against Jay Reese is now over. So now it's the start of the Crookston power play, as a shot was delivered to Andrew Ide, sending him to the ice, and Crookston's going to try and take this opportunity for we have a stoppage. And so it looks like right after one player leaves the box, Liam Larson's going to be sent back to the box. This comes at 11:15. So after a uneventful first period. We have had multiple penalties and multiple goals in the second period.
Pirates, number 7, Gavin Hawkins, with an assist to number 12, Garrett Fisher, and number 21.
Jay Reese. Shot on goal, no good. And we are going to get a stoppage, and now we're having some pushing and shoving going on, both around the Bronco net. Caleb Jocelyn able to get the cover, and it looks like Carter Thompson might be sent to the penalty box, and he is. So all in the span of just minutes of each other, we have another penalty. And so all of a sudden, these two teams just can't control their emotions. And so this came 15 seconds after the penalty was assessed to number 13, Liam Larson. And so now Broncos are going to have to deal with a 4v3 situation. So technically a power play for Crookston, as the Broncos are just putting themselves in this deep hole here after getting a 2-0 lead. And so Fisher from the blue line, he's skating around, he's trying to find an opening, sends it in, can't get the ricochet from Jay Reese, but the Crookston Pirates come up with it, but it's almost poked out by Brody Baldwin. Baldwin pokes it into the center ice. Now it's recovered by number 10, Tate Henry. Fisher, slap shot, hits the knee of Willie Yerxa and goes wide right. Broncos can't get it out though. Now it's Ecker across, centering pass intended for Fisher, but Brody Baldwin's going to send it down the ice into the Crookston zone.
Broncos, number 16, Carter Thompson, 2 minutes for roughing.
So that's another roughing penalty against the Broncos. Fisher, shot goes wide right. Crookston recovers at the blue line, but they're going to send it into the neutral zone. So they're going to take off some time. Broncos, they have 2 players in the penalty box, and they're almost going to be in a bad situation. Zach Uso tried to deliver a huge shot, ends up sending himself to the field, and that led to a backhander. But the Broncos do come up with a puck. It's Willie Yerxa. Zach Uso pokes it into center ice. But recovered by Ecker, taken away by Baldwin. Brody Baldwin sends it deep into the Crookston zone, as we are so close to being done with the penalty against number 13, Liam Larson. Shot on net, pad save by Jocelyn. That was number 22, Grant Funk. Jay Reese recovers in the neutral zone. Jay Reese, he's going to take it across center ice, but he gets hit by Andrew Ide. And now Willie Yerxa is going to send it off the top of the wall and into the crowd. I think he was trying to bounce it off the wall. At least I hope so. But hopefully nobody got hurt. I think I heard a scream, but nope, I think we're good. We are good. Nobody got hurt. I don't think. Hoping. Fingers crossed here. We have 8 seconds left on the penalty against Liam Larson. 4v3, soon to be a 5v3, and now here is the 5v3 power play. Crookston are going to try and capitalize off of this opportune moment. Shot on goal, pad save, and the Broncos knock it into the Crookston defensive zone, and now we have a 5v4. Still a power play for Crookston. Just over 30 seconds left on the power play for Crookston. Broncos have one more player in the penalty box. It is still a one-score game. Crookston trying to take advantage. That was number 22, Grant Funk, trying to take it all the way. Broncos take it back. That was Carter Thompson, who just sent it off the wall and into the Crookston defensive zone. And Crookston's going to recover it inside of the zone. Mason Reitmeyer sends it up the ice to Jay Reese. Jay Reese on the near side of the ice. He's going to take an approach. Fisher trying to get a shot on goal, but that gets covered by Caleb Jocelyn. 9 seconds left in the power play for the Crookston Pirates. And Broncos definitely were not doing themselves any favors here. We are just over 14 minutes into period number 2, and face off in the left-hand circle. Crookston Pirates can't come up with the puck. It's going to make its way into the neutral zone. Pirates have to backtrack a little, and that will likely kill off this penalty for the Broncos. And it does. So Crookston able to score after the initial 5-minute penalty was relieved when it was 4v4, but now opportunity, and Aston Cosell fans on an open shot opportunity after a feed from Brody Baldwin. Brody Baldwin's fighting for the puck. He's bothered at the wall. Now it's Cosell who comes up the puck. Aston Cosell fighting with Fischel for it. He's going to send over to blue liner Carson Crandall. Crandall sends it along the wall. It's going to make his way over to Jay Reese. Jay Reese sends it deep down the ice, and that's going to be icing, excuse me, not ice. Sorry, I was talking about ice fishing this morning, and I guess I got ice fishing on the brain. I'm sure most people do. So we are now 14:44 into period number 2, and Broncos lead 2-1 on the PCA scoreboard. Broncos almost come up with the puck right in front of the net. Andrew Ide fighting along the wall. He's trying to get over to Aston Cosell. Still being bothered at the wall. Fisher almost came up with it. Now Aston Cosell gets a stick in there, and the puck is loose, and almost the Pirates able to knock it away. Zach Yuso went for a shot on goal, hit the shin of a Pirate. Now it's Crookston who comes up with it. This is Funk. Funk flips it into the neutral zone. Now Funk takes it away. Funk advancing from the left-hand circle, centering pass over, and Jay Reese almost had an opportunity, but got hit hard by the Broncos' defensive effort. And now Carson Cradle speeding down the ice. He gets hit along the wall and then able to get it over to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide from behind the net. He is being hit hard back there. And now the puck is loose. No one yet with clear possession. And Carson Cradle almost had an opportunity, but Brady Chandler did a good job knocking the puck away. Broncos recover, though, inside the defense zone. Centering pass, stolen away. Jay Reese. He's going to take it, passes it across to Fisher. Fisher trying to flip it backwards. That's taken away by Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide fighting for the puck along the wall. Jay Reese comes up with it. Jay Reese gets hit into the wall, and his pass is intercepted by Gage Wallander. Wallander up to Zach Yuso. Yuso up the ice to Andrew Ide, and they're going to call icing. Andrew Ide cannot get there in time. Face off inside of the Bronco defensive zone. Just about a minute left here in period number 2. It is 2-1, Broncos leading on the PCA scoreboard.
Remaining the second period.
1 minute remaining now. Face-off recovered by the Pirates. Long shot by number 21, Isaiah Donarski. It's bounced off the pad. Trying to send it up the ice. Hit the shoulder. Shot on goal right into the gut of Phillips, and that's going to be another goalie stoppage by, not Phillips, Caleb Jocelyn. 44 seconds left here of period number 2. Crookston down by a goal against the International Falls Broncos. Broncos playing some tough hockey here. And so far, face-off won by Crookston. Liam Larson is trying to send it backwards. Intercepted by Gage Wallander, but then take it right back inside the defensive zone. Shot on net goes wide left. Nobody there for the ricochet for Crookston. Gage Wallander, he's going to bring it out towards the left-hand circle. He passes it deep up the ice to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin gets it poked out by number 10, Tate Henry. But the Broncos trying to recover inside of the defensive zone. It's number 18, Willie Yerxa. He's going to take it around. Shot on goal. No good. Brody Baldwin can't take it back, but instead it's going to be taken back. Another centering pass recovered by Brody Baldwin. He's going to send it up to the blue liner. Gray Shikowski over to Baldwin. Baldwin, centering pass, no good. Intended for Gage Wallander. He can't connect with it. Willie Yerxa trying to go for a last-second shot from the left-hand circle, and that's going to be the end of period number 2. And what a very eventful and very aggressive period there. We've had a total of 3 different roughing penalties in that second period. And what? That was exciting, isn't it? We're going to get ready for our intermission. You are listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM, as well as watching on YourLiveEvent.com. We didn't have any timeouts in the second period, but if we had, it would have been brought to you by Service Master of International Falls for a home professionally clean all year round. Call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd Gretchen going to take great care of you. PCA scoreboard says 2-1. The International Falls Broncos leading over the Crookston Pirates. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSTM and watching on YourLiveEvent.com.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. So your voyage at the Rainy River campus, your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. I took a second to try and compare my notes with our announcer for today, and I think our notes are a little bit different from each other. But I have a total of 5 penalties. And then the 3 goals, but they only have 4 of the penalties, so I'm wondering if I might have accidentally added one or I might have missed one, but I know that it was certainly a very eventful second period of action here. Started off with a early interference penalty against number 12 of Crookston, Garrett Fisher. And then they were able to kill off that power play. But then the Broncos would end up scoring a goal at 6 minutes into the second period. Willie Yerksa found the net he was able to get it top shelf just above the stick hand of Brady Chandler to get the first goal of the game. He was assisted by Bauer Lindvall and Brody Baldwin. And then almost 2 minutes later, the Broncos would get another goal, this time from Chase Phillips, assisted by Gage Wallander. And then that's where all hell broke loose for both teams, in fact, because Broncos would end up suffering a penalty at the 9-10 mark, as well as the Crookston Pirates, the roughing penalties, but the Broncos would have to be awarded a major roughing penalty after number 3, who was also awarded a roughing penalty, Jay Reese, ended up getting a little too close to Caleb Jocelyn, who was covering the puck, and then that led to Easton Casa of the Broncos hitting Jay Reese really hard in the back of the head, and so that's why Easton Casa was awarded a major penalty for roughing and contact to the head, and Jay Reese was awarded a 2-minute minor for roughing. And then as Jay Reese was serving his penalty, the Broncos would have Crookston would have another, their first goal of the game, taking advantage of the 4v4, as it would be number 7, Gavin Aukis, finding the net, assisted by number 12, Fisher, and number 21, Isaiah Donarski. And so far this season for Crookston in scoring, as long as their stats are updated, Gavin Aukis has now 12 goals on the season and 13 total points. And Garrett Fisher, he was already leading the team in points. He now has the 27th assist of the season. But Broncos still leading 2-1 on the PSA scoreboard, as there would be multiple other penalties that followed, as Crookston would be awarded another penalty that was enforced on number 13, Liam Larson, for roughing, I believe. And then 15 seconds later, the Broncos would have a penalty, and then it was Carter Thompson for roughing. So very, very eventful second period of action. And so this has been our update here today. Let's take a look real quick at what's to come for our radio broadcast, as we are entering our first week of February action, and it is certainly going to be a big one. Starting off Monday on the 2nd, I'm going to be taking a road trip over to Roseau to cover some Bronco girls basketball, taking on the Roseau Rams, and then and that's going to be on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. And then on Tuesday, we're doing another hockey doubleheader for the Muskies over in Ice for Kids Arena. Joey Payer is going to be covering the Muskie girls taking on Sioux North, and that's going to be on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. And then I'm going to be covering the Muskie boys hockey team in the 52 Canadians rink on the Bear 95.3 KGHS, also taking on the Sioux North Warriors. And that's again going to be Tuesday, February 3rd. On Thursday, the 5th, I'm going to be covering the Bronco girls hockey team in their round 1 sectional game, likely against East Grand Forks. And Joey Payer is going to be covering Bronco boys hockey against Moose Lake on that Thursday night here in Bronco Arena on the Bear 95.3 KGHS. And then we're going to wrap up our first week of February on the 6th, Friday the 6th, excuse me, I probably should have flipped that order, by heading down to Greenway to cover the Bronco boys hockey team taking on the Greenway Raiders. And so stay tuned for all that and more to come You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and watching it on YourLiveEvent.com. All this is live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College press box. Every scoreboard update brought to you by Packaging Corporation of America, and we haven't had any timeouts yet in 2 periods, but if we did, they would be brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. For a home professionally clean all year round, call Service Master at 218-238-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. Before the game, we had our Border Chevrolet GMC keys to the game, as well as our national anthem brought to you by local VFW Post 2948. And after the game, we'll have our Enbridge Energy players of the game, as well as our Domino's Pizza player of the game, and they will receive a free Domino's Pizza from here in International Falls. Stay tuned for what's to come. We have another period of hockey. The Broncos lead 2-1 on the PCA scoreboard. Now I'm Augie Schmidt, and you are listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and watching on YourLiveEvent.com.
We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities' rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know, all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable to be here, especially being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know all the professors by name, they all know you by name. We're not just a number, like we actually have a face to the name, which is honestly pretty good. I like it. I'm known, everybody else is known in the school. It makes it feel more comfortable.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. The PCA scoreboard says that the Inertial Falls Broncos are leading 2-1 over the Crookston Pirates. And now this is the third and possible final period of action here today, and the Crookston Pirates certainly did a good job ramping up their offensive attack in that one, out shooting the Broncos, in fact. 14 to, just making sure I got my math right here, 14-6. A lot of that thanks to the power plays that they were offered there, where they really ramped up the aggression offensively. And now the third period of action is underway here in Bronco Arena, and the puck is going to immediately take an exit to stage left, or in this case, just over the Bronco bench. So we're going to get a face-off. Sorry, I had to bring up my theater background for that reference, and we're going to get another face-off at center ice. And this time it's going to be the Broncos who almost come up with it. Instead, now the Broncos do come up with it. Flipped backwards, that's Brody Baldwin who tries to come up with it, and Crookston is going to steal it right back. They flip it up the ice to Fisher. Fisher pressed against the wall, taken away by Brody Baldwin. He's going to send it down the ice. That's going to be tipped by Isaiah Donarski, so they avoid an icing foul as Bauer Lindvall is in hot pursuit. And Willie Yerxa intercepts the pass over by the left-hand circle. Centering pass, and he can't connect with Aston Kossow and makes his way over to Fisher. Fisher, head full of steam down the far side of the ice. He enters the attack zone, loses the puck, though. Bauer Lindvall recovers, but he's hit along the wall. Jay Reese almost comes up with it, but then the Broncos take it right back. Bauer Lindvall hits it into center ice. It's recovered by number 10, Tate Henry. Henry on the near side of the ice. He's going to send it deep into the Broncos zone and hits the padding of Caleb Jocelyn, who has only allowed the one goal here today. 18 saves for the Broncos. Netminder, Caleb Jocelyn. Fisher hates a hit from Aston Kossow, who takes him off his feet. Flipped up the ice to Zach Uso. He's trying to go 1v3 against Crookston, but he can't. He loses control. He hits the ice. And now the Crookston Pirates are going to flip it up to Fisher. Fisher speeding down the far side. He's going to try and make his way over. Can't get it past the leg padding of Caleb Jocelyn, taken away by Gray Shikowski. He flips it into the neutral zone. That's taken away by Cody Demra. Broncos take it right back, though. Brody Baldwin with an opportunity. Shot and pad save by Brady Chandler. Crookston can't get the ricochet. Another shot on goal. Another pad save by Brady Chandler. Sends it far right. Now it's recovered by Jay Reese. Jay Reese speeding down the other side of the ice. He's hit along the wall by Brody Baldwin, and Crookston comes out with it inside of the neutral zone as Grant Funk sends it into the Broncos zone. Broncos trying to keep the puck out of possession of Ecker. Akis. Shot on goal, pad save by Jocelyn. Brody Baldwin sends it along the wall, but he's going to actually send it to a Crookston player. And almost a big opportunity there. Centering pass over to Akis and intercepted by Brody Baldwin. He's going to flip it off the wall, and it's going to make its way all the way to the other side of the ice. And that's going to be icing against the Broncos. And already an exciting first couple of minutes. We are now currently 2:24 into period number 3. Broncos lead by 1, but Crookston has already able to force a little bit of pressure on the Pirates. And now we're going to get a face-off in the left-hand circle inside of the Bronco defensive zone. Chase Phillips facing off with Ecker. Won by the Broncos. Aston Costa comes out with the puck. That's almost stolen away. He gets it into the neutral zone, taken back by Jay Reese. Jay Reese can't get into the Bronco zone. It bounced all the way over to Ecker, who sends it back to number 22, Funk. Funk sends it down the ice. That's icing against Crookston now. So we're going to get a face-off inside of the Crookston defensive zone. Just taking off a couple of seconds there after the power play. I got to make sure I keep my score sheet prepared for when I have to write down stats. Like I said, a very eventful third period, and depending on how the Pirates respond to this newfound pressure, being only down by a one-score game. Shot, and that's the Broncos immediately after the face-off. Number 6 for International Falls, Gage Wallander ricochets it in. A solid feed from a teammate, and we're going to see if they award him the assist. But I know they might not award the assist because it was off the goalie's padding. But Broncos back up by 2 thanks to number 6, Gage Wallander, slipping it past the glove hand of Brady Chandler. This goal came at the 2:44 mark of period number 3. Face-off. And big hit delivered to Wallander. By Fisher. Fisher trying to make him pay for scoring a goal on them and making it a 2-score game again, as Chase Phillips is going to send it down the ice all the way to the Crookston goal. Wallander almost had a chance to get himself another one, but we get a cover by Brady Chandler.
Broncos, number 6, Gage Wallander. With an assist to number 12, Andrew Ide, and number 3, Chase Phillips. That's Wallander and Ide. At 2:44.
So Andrew Ide and Chase Phillips awarded the assist on Gage Wallander's goal. Face off in the left-hand circle. Grishikowski tried to go for a quick shot from the blue line. Ricocheted by Matthew Black. Almost taken away. Bauer Lindvall trying to take it right back. Forced along the wall. Now the puck is being battled for along the wall. Crookston's going to come up with it. This is number 19, Cody Demera. Demera fanned on his first attempt, and Bauer Lindvall, unfortunately, couldn't get it, keep it inside of the defensive zone, so he has to back off of it a little and avoid the offsides penalty. Smart play there, but unfortunate because it also means that the Broncos lose the potential possession. Bauer Lindvall able to get the puck over to Matthew Black, over to Grishikowski. Pass up the ice. Brody Baldwin tried to flip it in. It's stopped by Demera. Demera over to Funk. Funk up the ice to Akis. Akis hit along the wall by Zach Yuso. Matthew Black tries to get a stick on it. Instead, it's Grishikowski who comes out with the puck. He's going to take it towards the center, and now he passes it to his left to Yuso. Yuso enters the attack zone. Yuso trying to go 1v3. He's going to hit it deep into the zone, giving his team a chance for a line change. And Aston Kossow boxes out Crookston defender and gave an opportunity for Brody Baldwin. Centering pass. Yuso can't get a stick on it. He got tied up by Crookston in defender. And luckily, Carson Cradle there to recover inside of the defensive zone. He flips it over to Andrew Ide, who gets laid out by Tate Henry. And man, these kids, they weren't hitting too hard in that first period, but going into the second period, they have been hitting. Andrew Ide centering pass hit the chest of Brady Chandler. Chandler couldn't get the cover, but the puck gets hit behind, and now Broncos, Andrew Ide decided to try and deliver some revenge after receiving a hit, but that led to Crookston sending into the neutral zone. Broncos send it right back. Gage Wallander with an opportunity. Backhand. Couldn't get it to Chase Phillips. Chase Phillips tried to deliver a hit, and he's sent off his feet. Carson Cradle flips it up into the air. It's loose inside of the Crookston defensive zone. Sent into the neutral zone. Chase Phillips sends it right back to sender. Brady Chandler sets the puck up behind the net, almost intercepted by Willie Yerxa, sent deep into the Crookston zone, and Gage Wallander going to try and recover. Shot, Willie Yerxa almost there for the ricochet. He can't get the backhand. Does steal it right back, though, from behind the net, but Crookston's going to keep it away. Jay Reese backhands it over to number 10, Tate Henry. Willie Yerxa in pursuit. Jay Reese up the ice over to Ecker. Ecker gets it stolen by Carson Crandall. Crandall's hit off his feet. Chase Phillips can't keep possession. Ecker over to Reese. Reese shot on net, but it might have been Carter Townsend who got in the way. And now the Broncos trying to steal it away from Jay Reese. Jay Reese can't get the centering pass. He's hit along the wall. Ecker recovers it though, sends it to the blue liner. That's number 22. Funk. He almost had it taken away. He does. Willie Yerxa gets the steal, and now he's tied up with Funk. Shot on net. Punched away, though, by Brady Chandler. Broncos recover inside of the neutral zone. Carter Thompson spinning around. He's trying to find a teammate to pass to. He's going to send it deep into the zone after getting it across half ice to avoid the icing penalty. Recovered by Funk. Funk sends it behind the net. Intercepted, though. But Aston Costow fans on a centering pass. It's taken back by Crookston, but it goes right back into the possession of the Broncos in the neutral zone. Aston Costow into the attack zone, but taken right back by Crookston. Brody Baldwin delivers a shot, but doesn't knock him off his feet. Now it's Aukus. Aukus shot on goal, pad save by Caleb Jocelyn. Aukus recovers the puck. He flips it over to Liam Larson. Larson from behind the net gets boxed out by Aiden Lehman. Lehman up the ice to Brody Baldwin. Baldwin gets it over to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide one-on-one. Shot on net, and that's a big glove save and a big shot taken by Ide. My goodness, Tate Henry did not come to play. Did not like Andrew Ide trying to take a shot on goal. Caught by Brady Chandler, and immediately after, Tate Henry would deliver a huge hit to Andrew Ide, knocking him off his feet, face off in the right-hand circle inside of the Crookston Pirate zone. Broncos almost able to come up with it. Puck is loose along the wall. It's a scramble. No one yet able to get possession. Now the puck is loose and almost taken away. Now Broncos almost take it back. That was Brody Baldwin who was able to get a stick on it, but instead Pirates able to take it right back. But Brody Baldwin takes it inside of the Crookston zone. He's locked up with Henry. Then is taken away by Larson. Larson over to number 15, Dylan Larson. Dylan Larson speeding down the ice. He was able to get past one. Centering pass intended for Liam Larson. Intercepted by Aston Costow. Aston Costow had it stolen away by Ecker, and Dylan Larson's going to send it deep into the Broncos zone, trying to get it all the way around to Fisher. Fisher can't keep control. Bauer Lindvall sends it, but is kept in play. But Carter Thompson gets it past the blue line. He's going to send it deep, centering pass over to Bauer Lindvall. Lindvall enters the attack zone. Center over to Chase Phillips, and he goes wide right with a shot, trying to go top shelf, just wide though, and Broncos trying to get the puck recovered inside of the neutral zone. Instead, it's a pass over to Ecker. Shot on net, no good. Pad save by Chase Phillips. Players are hitting the ice. Now it's Fisher who recovers over by the left-hand circle, but he get boxed out by the Broncos. But the Broncos send it, and they get it past the blue liner. Now in hot pursuit, Gage Wallander trying to get there before Demra can, and he almost gets a steal from Demra. Knocked off his feet, but the puck is still inside. Shot and punched away by Brady Chandler. Wallander almost able to get his second goal of the game, but he wasn't able to get a stick on before it was punched away by Chandler. Broncos, though, keeping the puck inside of the defensive zone, and it's loose. Zach Uso with the puck, left-hand circle. He's going to try and advance. Shot on net, and that's going to be a save by number 35, the senior goaltender, Brady Chandler, with 8:22 to go in period number 3. Broncos doing a good job there, getting that third goal of the game to make it a two-score game once again, but they cannot take any chances. Crookston will take advantage of any opportunity they can get. As like this one, they win the faceoff. Reitmeyer just sending it deep into the Broncos zone. He's trying to skate around past everybody, but it's taken away by Gray Shikowski. Sends it up the ice to Willie Yerxa. Yerxa over to Bauer Lindvall. He bats it over to himself. Now Bauer Lindvall, 1v4. He's trying to box out. Centering pass. Almost had Brody Baldwin for the ricochet. Now sent back into the Crookston defensive zone. Centering pass. No one there to connect with. It's stolen away away by Crookston, but almost had an opportunity for Brody Weldon to take it away. Grace Shikowski from the blue line sends it deep, hits the shin. It's going to bounce back into the neutral zone. Now it's a race for the puck. Grace Shikowski's going to box out Aukis and allow for his teammate Matthew Black to get to it first. Now this is scramble along the wall as the Broncos are going to send it along the wall over to Zach Yuso. Yuso into the neutral zone. Home has to force the Pirates to back off of it. Now Matthew Black, he recovers the puck inside of the defensive zone. He's going to try and take an approach, passes up the ice, finds Zach Yuso. Yuso backhands it deep into the Crookston zone, trying to give Asen Kossow a chance. Kossow from behind the net, he's wrapped up with a Crookston player. Now Crookston able to take it back. They backhand, and that's a huge hit delivered by Zach Yuso, knocking Jay Reese off his feet, and that's an icing against Crookston. And it looks like we're going to get a penalty, actually, against Zach Yuso, likely for that hit delivered to Jay Reese. This penalty comes at 9:51. Broncos, too many penalties for my liking here. Likely going to be a roughing penalty against International Falls, and a power play for Crookston. Andrew Ide, though, immediately after the faceoff, knocks it deep into Crookston zone. Fisher able to backhand it back into the neutral zone, finding his teammate Tate Henry. Henry's going to send it deep. Broncos send it right back into the defensive zone. Andrew Ide in pursuit. It makes its way past Brady Chandler. Andrew Ide recovers it. He's pressed against the wall. He's trying to fight off four different Crookston players, all four of them rallying over to Andrew Ide. Andrew Ide recovers it. He's going to knock it back into the defensive zone, continuing to kill off time from this power play for Crookston. They are up by 2 on the PSA scoreboard. No timeouts called yet. Jay Reese takes the puck. Jay Reese makes a couple miss, trying to get a shot opportunity. He boxes out, but that's going to be a cover by Caleb Jocelyn. And I missed the penalty by Zach Yuso because at the time that they were announcing it, we almost had a big goal opportunity by Jay Reese. Jay Reese has the second most points for the Blue Jackets with 50, just 10 less than his teammate Fisher. Fisher, speaking of, trying to go for a shot. That goes wide. Recovered, though, at the blue line. And somehow the ref missed the puck going right past the blue line. No offsides called. And now Fisher centering pass over to Jay Reese, and he misses it. It's going to go all the way to the other side of the ice. And this is going to kill off precious time in this power play for Crookston. Flips it backwards to Fisher. Fisher with a running start. Instead, he started from behind the net. He's going to send it across over to number 22, Funk. Funk over to Reese. Jay Reese enters the attack zone. He's going to try and get a centering pass. Gets it over to the blue liner, Mason Reitmeyer. Shot on goal goes high. That was Funk. Now Reitmeyer sends it back into the zone, taken by the Broncos. Bounce off the wall into the neutral zone. Now the Pirates have to back off of it. Now Fisher with the puck, sends it over, intended for Ecker. Ecker can't get possession. It's almost taken by the Broncos. Now Fisher recovers. Shot on net. That goes wide, just out of reach. And that's going to be a goal for the Crookston Pirates. It is back to a one-score game, and that was Ecker finding the net. This goal came at the 11:48 mark of period number 3. Crookston trying to put on a huge comeback here in the third period. They were down once again by 2. They made it a one-score game once more. And Ecker was the one celebrating, so I'm assuming he's the one who had the goal. And that's going to be, I believe it was a power play goal. Yes, it was a power play goal with just seconds to spare on the Crookston power play. Broncos going to try and attack right back. Andrew Ide flips the puck from behind the net over to Zach Yuso. Yuso from the left-hand circle. He's going to skate around a little, trying to give his team an opening. Andrew Ide's going to fight for the puck. He's going to get a centering pass, and the puck is in! And it's the Broncos up by 2 once again! Andrew Ide with the Bronco goal. Just a mere seconds afterwards, 12:07 into period number 3. Broncos back up by 2, 4-2 on the PCA scoreboard, and it is the senior Andrew Ide with the goal. Just, if my math is correct here, 19 seconds after the power play goal by Crookston. Broncos back up in the lead with an even strength goal.
Number 8, Grayson Ecker. With an assist to number 12, Garrett Fisher. That's Ecker.
Fisher on the assist for the goal by Ecker earlier.
Scoring for the Broncos, number 12, Andrew Ide, unassisted.
And Andrew Ide unassisted on his goal to make it a 4-2 game. Andrew Ide, speaking of, Bauer Linville actually almost recovered the puck. Willie Yerkes is going to send it deep into the Crookston zone and give his team an opportunity for a line change. Pass deep up the ice. Carter Thompson's going to send it right back, and that's going to go picked up by Brady Chandler. He's going to flip it over to number 10, Tate Henry. Broncos recover. Zach Yusso centering pass. No one there for the ricochet. Almost taken away by Crookston, but Zach Yusso almost able to keep it inside of the defensive zone. But now the puck is going to be hit back deep into the zone. Henry, pass up the ice, intended for Fisher. That's going to lead to a icing instead. And Crookston almost had a chance to try and set up a big comeback opportunity there, but the Broncos responded 19 seconds after the Crookston goal, with Andrew Ide getting one in unassisted. 13-18 into period number 3. Crookston down by a 2-goal lead for the Broncos. And we're going to get a quick change here on who's in for the faceoff. It's Chase Phillips for the Broncos, and it's number 13, Liam Larson for the Pirates. Faceoff recovered by Chase Phillips. No, it's recovered by... And that's another Broncos goal! And it is Gage Wallander celebrating, and Gage Wallander gets himself 2 in this game. And the Broncos are now up 5-2 on the PCA scoreboard. This goal came very quickly. 13-23 into the period. And a huge third period for the Broncos is going to put them in a 3-goal lead over the Crookston Pirates. Gage Wallander likely got his second goal of the game. And what a game he has had indeed. Brody Baldwin able to send it deep into the zone, but that's going to be icing as he was just past the center ice on the Broncos side of center ice. We're going to see who gets the assist for Brody Baldwin's second goal of the game, and certainly a clutch one indeed. Broncos having themselves, like I said, a huge third period as Fisher lost his stick. He's still trying to be active in the game.
6, Gage Wallander with an assist to number 12, Andrew Ide.
Right after scoring a goal, he assisted in a goal. Shot, and that's going to be a goal for Fisher of the Crookston Pirates. Jerry Reese delivering an elbow as he went over to his teammates to celebrate to Chase Phillips. And now it is 5-3. Still a 2-score lead for the Broncos. This goal came at 13:50. And I do believe it was Fisher who had the goal. And we're going to get our first timeout of the game. This timeout brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. For home professionally clean all your own, call Service Master at 218-283-4475. Todd and Gretchen going to take great care of you. A whole host of goals, all within the span of just a couple of minutes. First, it was Crookston's goal that made it a 1-score game, 3-2. And then the Broncos would respond with 2 more goals. And that would make it a 5-2 game. But Crookston just made it a 2-score game once again, thanks to number 12, their leading scorer this season, the senior, Garrett Fisher. Fisher now has 61 points on the year, 35 goals total. Waiting to hear who had the assist. But Andrew Ide, he ended up getting 2 points in this third period alone. No, 3 points, 2 assists, and 1 goal. One of the goal unassisted. And once again, this time I brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. Our first time out of the game. Crookston trying to gather themselves and try and catch the Broncos lacking. Broncos, I think they just got too relaxed. They got too hyped up on the juice that was provided to them by that goal by Gage Wallander, celebrating their teammates' second goal of the game. And now the scramble for the puck after the faceoff. Jay Reese comes up with it. Jay Reese loses it.
With an assist to number 8, Grayson Ecker, and number 3, Jay Reese.
Jay Reese has a goal and an assist in this game. He assisted Fisher in that goal, as well as Ecker. And now Jay Reese diving for the puck that was loose inside of the Broncos' own defensive zone, but he wasn't able to get there in time, almost sabotaged himself, and now the puck is loose inside of the Crookston goal zone, recovered by Isaiah Donarski, and Broncos flip it back inside. Aston Kassow chasing after, he's trying to flip it over to Zach Yuso, sent along the wall, just out of reach of Crookston, and that's going to be an icing against the Pirates. And so now we have just under 2.5 minutes left here in period number 3. 5-3 on the PCA scoreboard. Broncos lead by 2, and they do not want to give up a huge comeback for Crookston. Broncos already had a thrilling overtime win just last night, 4-3 over Red Lake Falls. And in their second game without Anthony Yerkes, they're showing that they are still just as strong as ever. As the Broncos able to get the puck over behind the Crookston net. Crookston just trying to force it out. They do. They're going to send it all the way to the other side, and that's another icing against Crookston. 2:13 to go in period number 3. Still a 2-score lead for the Broncos on the PCA scoreboard. Another reminder, don't forget to tune in after the game for our post-game player awards, our Enbridge Energy Player of the Game, as well as our Domino's Pizza Player of the Game. Looking for a quick, easy, and delicious dinner, then look no further than the local Domino's with more than just pizza. Domino's is a perfect carryout after the game, or you can also have it delivered. Great deals are always happening at Domino's, your lunch or dinner destination today. And the winner, and you can call Domino's at 283-3444. Jay Reese flipped it backwards over to Ecker. Ecker across the blue line. Shot! Pad save by Caleb Jocelyn on the blue liner shot. Broncos trying to flip it out of the defensive zone. And it's going to be Bauer Lindvall accidentally falling into the puck. And now the Crookston Pirates go empty net. Broncos, they need to get another goal and try and take advantage of this huge opportunity with under 2 minutes left to go. Puck is being scrambled for along the wall. Empty net for Crookston. As they send it up the ice, Grant Funk, but it's still inside of the Crookston zone. Now they're going to send it up the ice, intercepted by Carter Thompson. Carter Thompson, long shot, wide left. He almost had a huge empty netter, but no, it goes wide left, able to slip it past 2. Now it's Zach Yuso. Zach Yuso trying to send it deep into the zone. He picks up the puck, trying to backhand it in. He's going to square around. He sends the puck behind the net. Now the puck is loose inside of Crookston zone. Zach Yuso almost got a centering pass. Now it's going to be Brody Baldwin, who gets a long shot, and great save there by number 21, Isaiah Donarski, who was camping in front of the net as a substitute goalie in this empty net situation. And under a minute left to go, Crookston, they need 2 goals in order to tie it up and send it into an extra period. They need 3 to win it. We have 41 seconds left to go following the icing against Crookston. And Crookston, unfortunately, because the face-off is in their own zone, they have no choice but to bring out Brady Chandler, taking away their numbers advantage in the empty net situation. Broncos, I don't want to speak too soon, but they have an opportunity to come away with their 16th win of the season over Crookston, as I forgot to move my camera. Puck is loose. Crookston now going to go back to the empty net. Jay Reese with the puck. He is being boxed out by Carson Cradle. Centering pass intended for Ecker, and Zach Hughes is going to flip it into the neutral zone. Now the puck is loose. Empty net for Crookston. 24 seconds left to go. Flips it into the Broncos defensive zone. Caleb Johnson's going to send it deep. He's going to try and get the goalie's goal, but number 10 for Tate Henry was able to stop the puck from getting past him and into the other side of the ice. And with less than 10 seconds left to go and the puck being flipped all the way over to the other side of the ice, we're going to get an icing with 4 seconds left, but the Broncos are going to come away with a huge 5-3 win over the Crookston Pirates here at Bronco Arena, International Falls. What a big win here. Back-to-back games without their star player, Anthony Yerkes, and they're going to move up to 16-1-2 on the season. And what a game for the kid himself. Number 6 for the Broncos, Gage Wallander, a senior And just like that, that's the game, ladies and gentlemen. Broncos win at home, and they move up to 16-1-2 on the season. And what a game this was. So exciting. Broncos, final shots on net. Broncos finished the game with 27 total, adding another 12 to their total. And Crookston, they finished the game with 26 shots on net, finishing the game with only 7 shots in that third period. That was the biggest difference maker there for the Broncos to come away with the win here today. And what a game this was. My goodness. Stay tuned as we get ready to recap the game in our post-game show, as well as announce our Domino's Pizza player and our Enbridge Energy players of the game. But final score on the PCA scoreboard, the Inertia Falls Broncos 5, the Crookston Pirates 3, and only one timeout called today. That timeout brought to you by Service Master of International Falls. Broncos with a huge win here. Congratulations to them. And we'll be back after a break here. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and watching on yourliveevent.com.
Being so far away from home.
Fall is a busy season for local businesses. New projects, fresh goals, and big ideas. At TrueStar, we understand what it takes to grow something real because we're right here with you. I'm Ryan Tamevi with TrueStar. Whether you're expanding your shop, upgrading equipment, or planning ahead, we're here to help you move forward with a business loan that fits. TrueStar Federal Credit Union, federally insured by NCUA. Follow us on social media.
Ready to ride into fall? Hi, this is Tony Skifstrom at Border Bank. Whether it's an ATV for backwoods thrills or a truck built for bonfire season, Border Bank makes it easy to gear up with a consumer loan that fits your lifestyle. Fast decisions, competitive rates, hometown service that goes the extra mile. So don't just rake leaves, run them over. Apply today at borderbank.com or come visit with me at the bank. Border Bank, customer first, community focused. Member FDIC.
At Enbridge, we're focused on relationships. 23 Canadian First Nation and Métis communities now own an equity stake in Enbridge Athabasca Pipelines. In Minnesota, Enbridge has spent $450 million and counting with Native-owned companies and in wages to tribal members working on Line 3. Every day brings new collaborations, partnerships, and possibilities. Learn more at Enbridge.com.
Hi, we're Jim and Bernie Berkemeyer, and we're inviting you on a holiday vacations tour. Join us on a Montreal, Quebec City, and the Canadian Maritimes tour, July 30th to August 9th. Experience picturesque small towns, as well as the historic cities along the Atlantic coast, as we use roads and rails on this Canadian adventure. Visit holidayvacations.com, keyword RJ, to request a brochure, to watch a travel show, and to book this tour.
Cooperation created the electric co-ops, and the co-ops banded together and answered the call. Today, a new generation of electric co-op members must again answer the call. We are the owners of the co-ops and are the fabric of the communities in which we live and work to take care of ourselves, our neighbors, and our communities rises. Let it be known, it is time for this new generation to turn the lights on again, to ensure that the quality of life in all of the communities in which we live and work is improved. And when we live up to our purpose, we relight the American dream. Because we are the electric cooperative members of tomorrow, and our work has just begun.
Employees at Packaging Corporation of America have been producing quality paper for over a century. We understand our responsibility to the community, and we're honored to support the many needs and events occurring in the borderland. From providing donations to local schools and events, to supporting organizations meeting physical needs in our community, Packaging Corporation of America does more than make paper. We make a difference.
The unique strengths of Rainy River lie in the fact that you're going to be supported by faculty and staff, and you're going to be supported by the community.
You know all the professors by name, they all know you by name, we're not just a number.
Welcome back to the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box on Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. Broncos get a huge win over the visiting Crookston Pirates, 5-3. Final score on the PCA scoreboard. Broncos ended up taking huge advantage of a huge third period where they added 3 goals to their point total and would end up coming away with a huge win despite a strong effort by Crookston to climb back into the game, but it was just too little too late for the Crookston Pirates to come back, and the Broncos get a huge win here against a fellow Class A opponent. Broncos move up 16-1-2 on the season. Meanwhile, the Crookston Pirates are going to drop to a 13-8-1 on the year. Broncos are next going to be getting ready for their next contest, which they will be on the road, heading down to Red Lake Falls for a Tuesday night game on the road for a 4 p.m. puck drop, and then they'll be returning home on Thursday night for their home game against Moose Lake, and that's going to be a game that you can catch live. Joey Payer on the mic for that game. And what a game for the Broncos here. And so now it's time to announce our Domino's Pizza player of the game. It is going to be number 6 for International Falls with 2 goals and an assist here today. The senior, Gage Wallander, able to get 2 crucial goals, both of them coming in the third period of action, and that is why he's our Domino's Pizza player of the game. And in fact, for both of his goals, they were both assisted by fellow senior number 12, Andrew Ide. And so that's why Andrew Ide is our Enbridge Energy player of the game for today's contest. Broncos, second game without their star player, Anthony Yerxa, and they said, no problem, we are still going to get the job done here because we are just that good of a team, and they certainly showed it here today with a big win over Crookston. Caleb Jocelyn, the goalie in net, he ended up having allowing 3 shots in net, but he had 23 saves for the victory. Special shout out to Crookston's senior netminder, Brady Chandler, who had 22 saves on 27 shots on net. Broncos had a rough second period of action with 3 big penalties against them, and then they were able to still keep the lead by 1, but Crookston was still trying to crawl back, and so it took a huge third period effort, thanks to Gage Wallander, our Domino's Pizza player of the game, to take the lead, and those 2 goals are a big reason why he is our Domino's Pizza player of the game. Looking for a quick, easy, and delicious dinner? Then look no further than your local Domino's with more than just pizza. Domino's is with more than just pizza, Domino's is the perfect carryout after the game, or you can have it delivered, so great deals are always happening at Domino's. 283-3444. Make Domino's your lunch or dinner destination today. Before the game, we had our national anthem brought to you by local VFW, post 2948. Join us for Burger Night and Karaoke, and our Border Chevrolet GMC keys to the game as well before the game. And every scoreboard update brought to you by Packaging Corporation of America. And every timeout, we only had 1 call today, and that was brought to you by Service Master of International Falls for a home professionally clean. Only around call Service Master at 218-334-4475. Todd and Gretchen are going to take great care of you. And so all this is live from the Rainy River, Minnesota North College Press Box. Start your voyage at the Rainy River campus. Your future awaits you right here in your own backyard. Rainy River, Minnesota North College, 218-598-9300. Thank you so much for tuning in for our live broadcast of some varsity Bronco boys action here in Bronco Arena. And make sure you tune in Monday, as I'm going to be on the road heading over to Roseau to cover the Bronco girls basketball team, taking on the Roseau Rams. And that's going to be a fun one to cover. And so, again, stay tuned for more to come. Broncos get the win, 5-3 on the PSA scoreboard. You're listening to Lakes Country 104.1 KSDM and watching on YourLiveEvent.com, and we will see you next time.